looks like winter, but this is just fall in Utah.
It's storm blowing in.
Yeah.
It's not going to stop us, right? What are we doing tonight?
We are going to the pumpkin patch down here, down the road, and enjoy some fall weather.
Yeah. Gonna go and have some fun.
All right. Okay, we are in a corn maze.
Yes. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
It's dark. So we're taking phase 1.
Yeah. It is cold and windy out here.
Yes. And so the corn maze is actually warming us up a little bit.
Yeah, it's blocking the wind.
He said phase 2 he gets lost in. And he's like a young, limber teenager. So we're going phase 1. Easy. Easy. Okay. We're walking around, around the town,
picking up leaves.
But look at how pretty all the fall leaves are.
So apparently this is about as close to leaf peeping as we're going to get.
That's not true.
Here in Huntsville. I don't know. We'll see. We still got another week here.
Up in the mountains too when we rode bikes. So
we did.
You just look at it everywhere it is.
Yeah.
So we're from Arizona.
Yes.
We don't get a whole lot of fall.
But we are in Huntsville, Utah now, and we're with Bob and Krista, and we just ate lunch
You guys want to be on the channel?
You guys want to come be in
we
video?
We always let people, if they want to, they can.
We're with Bob and Krista.
Bob and Krista, our friends that we meet up with whenever the wind blows that way it blows. A lot this year, though, huh? It's been fun. Yeah.
Bob and I used to work together, and
Now we just kind of run into each other with full-time RV life, and we just ate at the world-famous Shooting Star Saloon.
Yes.
The longest continuously open bar west of the Mississippi. There, I got it right.
Oh, that's perfect. KQ, that's perfect. Yeah, that's perfect.
Wait.
I don't know what was hitting me.
There we go.
Okay, wait. Now get together, and I'll take a picture. Well, I'm going to do it from the video. Very nice.
All right. If you're big into using your Blackstone, and I know most people in RV land and camping land are, there's something that is always, being talked about on the Blackstone forums, and that's some sort of wind guard. When it's breezy out here, like it is out here now, what can I use to block the wind and everything else? And I guess they sell contraptions and everything else. But I learned on one of the forums, just go to the dollar store, or $1.25 store now, they call it, with inflation, and get those little griddle scrapers. We have 6 of them. Put them on each side of the Blackstone. Blocks the wind. And you can sit out here and use your Blackstone in the cold and the wind. Tomorrow is road tripping day. We've been here for a month, so there's a lot of things that need to be cleaned up and checked and everything else. I'm going to go through that. Now, for us, it's kind of a 2-day process. Since we're leaving tomorrow morning, today I get done pretty much all of the outside that I can. So we're going to go show you that now. Packing up, getting ready for road tripping day. All right. Doing some routine checks on the RV, getting ready for travel day. I noticed that my emergency brake cable, it's starting to get a little frayed up at the top there. Not sure if you can see it. It looks like it's just the coating, but I've seen these before. Then these wires start to fray and everything else. This is pretty cheap. So we went ahead and got a new emergency brake cable, a nice elastic springy one with some better clips on the ends and everything else. So we're going to go ahead and just change that out real quick. And it's also a good idea. It gives you a good opportunity to test your emergency brake cable. You just give it a yank out, and you can hear, with our hydraulic disc brakes, you can hear the brakes engaging. So that's really good. So make sure you check that once in a while too. You take the clip, you put it back in, and it turns off. Therefore, you know your emergency brake cable is working, you know your emergency brakes are working, and everything's good. So now all I got to do is just cut this cable, put the new one on, and we're good to go. Nice and simple, just like that. Now we have our little bungee emergency brake cable set up, and we're in good shape. You know, getting rid of that little frayed thin wire. Make sure you guys checking things like this. Just regular maintenance on your RV and regular checkups as you guys are, you know, getting ready to travel. Tomorrow's a travel day for us. It's actually a 2-day travel day for us. So we want to make sure we've got everything good to go. All right, so one thing that you always need to do before a road trip is to check your tires. What I always do the morning before, since it's going to be the same time of day that we leave, is I turn on the TPMS and I see what the TPMS is reading. And here in Utah, we are obviously at a little bit higher elevation and it is a lot colder. We're only in the 40s. So all of the tires are obviously low of air. For you guys that don't know, the colder it gets, the more your tires decrease. They say it's about 1 psi per 10 degrees difference, which makes sense because all my tires are reading between 107 and 108 right now. And when we were in Grand Junction, it was probably a good 10 to 15 degrees warmer. So we go ahead and put air in all the tires, make sure we're running at our good max cold temperature, and get ready for road trip tomorrow.
Link system legs look like this. Do you want them to look like this? And we are an RV Snap Pad affiliate, so use our discount code down below for 10% off your order.
So one thing I forgot to mention is that we use the VIAIR 400p RV air pump. It'll go all the way up higher than 120, which is, our tires are max cold 120. So find an air pump, find an air compressor that works for you, that works for your kind of rig, works for your tire pressures. We really like the VIAIR. Came highly recommended from a lot of RV channels that we watched at the beginning, and now we're recommending it as well. We'll put a link in the description down below on Amazon if it's something that you're interested in. Make sure you have an air compressor though. One big thing we always need to remember is to charge our portable radios. We actually have a charger down here in our front storage bay. Make sure those are charged so Rick and I can communicate as we're parking the rig, pulling out, whatever we got to do. Always make sure that our little portable radio chargers are fully charged, and we always do that the night before as well. All right, so most everything else on the outside is pretty self-explanatory. I got to take down the flag, I got to put away the lights, I got to put the fire pit away, got to come over here, I got to do the barbecue, got to do the Blackstone, and that's it. The bike rack, the bikes, all that is tomorrow because we need to still be able to get into the back of the RV. So again, today's just the prelim stuff that we don't need tomorrow. Once I'm done flushing the tanks and everything else, I'll put away the sewer hose, I'll put all that stuff away except for the water hose. We'll leave the freshwater hose hooked up because we always run off of the actual city water. We don't really use our tanks very much. I'll throw about 10 gallons of water in the fresh tank just since we're doing a one-night stop, just a real quick one, and that's it. All right, pretty much done with day one of packing. Looks pretty bare now, doesn't it? Everything is put away for now. Tomorrow, obviously, got a few more things to deal with. We got to do all of our blocks when we lift the legs and everything else. But as you can see, the bay is all full. No more barbecue. No more propane fire pit. No more chairs. Clean up the tool area here. Bed of the truck is ready to go. Everything's loaded up, ready to hitch up tomorrow. Now all I'm doing is just waiting for the gray to finish flushing out, and then I'm going to go and put those hoses away, and then pretty much nothing else on the outside until tomorrow.